This news update is brought to you by
This is the Noon Barbados Day update for Friday, July 4th, 2014. A warm welcome to you. I'm Kmar Jordan. Good afternoon. He may not be as harsh with his criticisms as Commerce Minister Donville Innes, but Barbados' ambassador to CARICOM, Robert Bobby Morris, says he's also disappointed with the failure of the regional CARICOM grouping to fight alongside Barbados on the rum issue. He told the media in Antigua this morning he agrees with Innes that there's cause for concern and that CARICOM has not done enough, but he's not getting into any name-calling.
I have a disappointment. I'm not necessarily putting it to leadership. I'm not in a position to say that, but I have a disappointment that there hasn't been a better coalescing of the region around this issue. But I'm sure there are complexities in that, and I am not privileged right now to be able to talk about those complexities.
Minister Innes had complained that the region's leaders were poor and criticized CARICOM for not helping Barbados in its fight against the rum subsidies the U.S. is giving to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And this just in, the CAFL campus of the University of the West Indies puts more foreign exchange into the Barbados economy than sugar and rum. The surprise revelation is contained in a new study released just this morning by the chairman of the study committee and senior lecturer in the Department of Economics, Dr. Winston Moore. Or Emmanuel Joseph tells us more.
Speaking during a media conference at the 3W's Oval, Dr. Moore disclosed that last year the campus's direct foreign exchange contribution to the local economy was $87 million compared to $86 for rum and $16 million for sugar exports. He explained that the UWI used Barbados dollars to produce U.S. currency through such areas as project income, tuition fees, as well as visitors to the campus. Dr. Moore said, though, that the direct and indirect economic contributions to the gross domestic product of the island, and hence government coffers, are underestimates and therefore are likely to be much more. The study was entitled The Impact of the University of the West Indies CAFL Campus on the Economy of Barbados. From the CAFL campus, Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
Minister of Culture Stephen Lashley is assuring St. Thomas residents that work on Barbados' first free village will resume soon. The assurance comes as MP for the area, Cynthia Ford, questions the 3-year delay of the Heritage Tourism Project located at Rock Hall, St. Thomas. Lashley says complications with an owner of a nearby property brought the plans to a halt.
I did a site visit only this week, and the Ministry of Transport and Works is to clean it up, and there are certain actions that are to be taken to get the project going. But the delay had to do with dealing with a matter pertaining to one of the residents in trying to get that person relocated and so on. But decisions have been made that will get the project, first of all, cleaned up and seek to get the project going again.
But a frustrated Ford says constituents have been looking forward to plying their trade at the site, which has 6 kiosks.
The residents have created for opportunities, especially in hard times. Those shops, put 6 shops together, cost more than $1 million. And I was assured by the then minister on a tour he had made while the houses were the shops were under construction. I was assured that the residents would have gotten the opportunity to ply their trade, so that when people come up from the West Coast on their way to Lechmahal Gully, Harrison's Cave, Highland Outdoor Tours, Bunghilby and so on, that they will be able to stop off, do their walking around, take their photographs, learn about the history of the Freedom Village, and then buy some refreshments and some souvenirs and all that. But that has not come to fruition at all.
Private sector businesses are being encouraged to invest in the development of pan on the island. The advice is coming from the country manager of Massey Barbados Limited, Frere Delmas, as he launched a popular Pan on the Sand event, which comes off next Sunday. He called on corporate Barbados to come on board with the festival and support this island's young people.
I want to encourage more private sector companies to contribute to the development of this steel pan art form by aligning with any of the organized community, church, schools, steel pan groups, whether through outright sponsorship of the band, support for technical assistance, or in the purchase of equipment. I believe that it's part of our corporate responsibility to support initiatives which not only showcases our cultural expression, but also activities in which our young people show interest and are passionate about. Steel pan seems to have their attention, and that in itself is encouraging.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
The news from the region: job creation, security and justice are the center of CARICOM's 5-year strategic plan. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says the 2015 to 2019 plan was adopted by leaders during their closed-door sessions at the 35th Heads of Government Summit currently underway in St. John's, Antigua. The Trinidad and Tobago leader was speaking to the media before returning to the Twin Island Republic last night.
We prioritized the heads of that action plan, which included implementation of the CSME, matters dealing with citizen security and justice, the creation of more jobs in the region, and the development of a single ICT space. Those were the main areas from that strategic plan. It was an 11-point strategic plan, and therefore we look forward to implementation of the plan.
On the international scene, a tragic end to the school term in France today as a preschool teacher loses her life at the hands of a parent. Police report that the mother of a pupil stabbed the 34-year-old teacher as she was leading a class of 5 to 6-year-olds. Media reports say the mother previously had problems with the police earlier this year after she allegedly abandoned her 15-year-old child and failed to join in the search. French President Francois Hollande expressed outrage at what he called an abominable drama. But that's our noon update. Be sure to join us at 6 o'clock this evening for another update. Until then, you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, or like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Kamar Jordan. Have a fantastic afternoon.
This news update is brought to you by